what is a safe way of practicing the headstand, or commonly called Sirshasana in yoga science? So you can look at a picture and you can try to follow the instructions step by step, in written instructions and so forth. But I believe there's something which the instructions don't talk about, and and I will give you that information in this video, hopefully. And I just want to ask you a very big favor, to please like and subscribe to my video. This will help my channel so much to be able to reach out to more and more people. And some people are in very great need of the perspectives and information that I give in all my videos. And as you may note, if you go to my channel, I've got hundreds of videos already, right? And all original content. Also, for those who don't know me, my name is Osman. I'm a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic capabilities, specializing in terminal illnesses and critical care recovery, among a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual problems, especially treating the adverse effects of involuntary Kundalini awakening. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art for almost 50 years and teaching it for 44 years. In that period, I've studied under various masters from different schools of thought and gleaned out the most powerful and effective parts, removing the frills, creating my own simplified protocols for the 21st, adapted for the 21st century. To that end, I've got now students in over 100 countries and created many unique protocols. One of them is a 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free from my website, yogawellness786.com, in return for subscribing to my blog. And also at my website, you can also get more information about my services. Also, remember, my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So one of the most important things in Sirshasana, or the headstand, is that it is an advanced level practice. It is very dangerous, and you must use a wall. I'm doing it. I can do the headstand, because I'm doing it for many years, decades, right? Definitely over 44 years, right? It took me a little while to learn it. So I don't remember, or I didn't note down exactly when I was able to do it efficiently. I suppose in my first year of practicing yoga, I was able to do the headstand. But it is extremely dangerous because you're standing on your head, right? The blood flow, firstly, you can break your neck if you slip, fall backwards the wrong way, fall sideways the wrong way, or suddenly, in an uncontrolled manner, snap. So I had people, not in my classes, fortunately, who reported they, had an injury and almost broke the neck, but they injured the neck. Had they broken the neck, of course, they wouldn't live to say talk about it, right? Injured the neck, and the injury was sustaining with them the the pain of it till the date when they met me, right? So I also do a type of energy massage that can remove these type of pains and long-standing pains, that the chronic pains, especially from accident injuries and so forth, that are stubborn and not able to go away through the regular medical treatments and protocols and physiotherapy and so forth, right? So I'm able to remove it. But coming back to the headstand, it's highly dangerous in that way. The second way it's very dangerous is that you are upside down, the blood is flowing and rushing and collecting in your head. So a much higher volume of blood is collecting and pooling in your head, and you're going to come down because you can't balance often, and you're going to come down very fast, not in a controlled manner, and you're going to sit up or stand up, and the blood going to suddenly flow back, and you're going to burst some weaker capillaries in your brain and cause a stroke. So maybe a couple of times is not causing a stroke, and you've been doing it for many months, and you are fine. But one fine day, because your diet is not right and you're not practicing this long term, and you have some weakness, even though you may be young, you have some weakness in some vessel, it's boom, it's going to go, and there the stroke is there, or it can be fatal as well, right? Depending which vessel burst as well. So I've had people, I've known of people, not one of any of my students, fortunately to date that didn't happen, that had a burst vessel in the brain, and they died from it. They were rushed to hospital, nothing. They became a vegetable, and fortunately, the doctor said, fortunately, they passed away. Because had they lived, they would be a vegetable for the rest of their life, right? So these are the dangers of it. So usually, when you're practicing the headstand, don't practice the advanced way of your hands clasped around your head. That is the advanced way, creating a triangle with your elbows. Use it with putting like a press up position, your palms on the floor, and then the top part of your head, the frontal part, not your forehead, just behind your forehead, that part, forming a triangle. Like your one palm is here, one palm, and then the head on the slightly up, right, like a triangle. Your head, the upper part of your head is here, and your hands, palms there, and then walk in and do this against a wall always. I'm practicing for so many years, and I still use a wall, right? So it's like a feather touch of my feet to know, that my feet is like exactly perpendicular, and I stand on it. I'm not like leaning my back or anything is not touching, right? So many people, the entire back and the buttocks and the leg, everything is leaning on the wall, right? So this also is very dangerous. Means if that is happening with you, you are not ready for the headstand, because you need to take your things in its stride. Please don't. Rome was not built in a day. This is an advanced level. You have to be ready. You have to practice the other basic postures for a long time, for at least 6 to 12 months, and the correct diet. And you must also be within, your safe weight. Because if you are overweight, even slightly overweight, you're causing a strain to, your neck muscles, and it because you bending your neck slightly, you're causing a turning force as well to your neck muscles, which is called torque. And torque means even if your body is maybe 60, 70, 80 kgs, right? 160 pounds, 180 pounds, right? Whatever it is, by the turning force, it can make it 500 pounds of weight, of force in that where there's a slight bend, right? Which is extreme. You can crack your bones, right? And you harm yourself. So, what's the secret to it? Is you have to practice the basic postures until you feel your body lighter and lighter. And when you're going into the headstand, you go up like a feather. It's so easy you go up and so easy you come down, right? So I go up like a feather up, and I stand on my head, and I'm not feeling massive weight on my head, and all the weight is in my hand, right? And I can stay, and don't stay more than 2 to 5 minutes. Initially, never more than 2 minutes. Do it for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, right? And slowly build it up to 30 seconds. Maximum, if you're doing it long term, is 2 to 5 minutes. Never go above 5 minutes, no matter how advanced you are, because this is reaching dangerous levels, right? Where there may come a time you may be doing it for decades, and you may burst the wrong vessel, in your brain, and boom, you're going to cause some type of permanent damage, which is irreversible if that happens, right? So be very careful with that. So the secret is practicing yoga consistently, the other basic postures, and your body becomes lighter. It actually becomes filled and filled with life force energy. As the life force energy is filling up with you over the weeks, months, and years, hopefully, then your body feels lighter and lighter, and then you raise yourself up. So I'm teaching this science, for 44 years. Not a single student wanted to wait. They all want to do it on the first day. So I say, okay, go with your hands in press up position, your head on the third point. Walk in until your back is touching the wall in the back. So bring yourself against the wall, so that when you push, walking, you never lift your legs are still, feet is still on the ground. You now in an angle, and your back is becoming perpendicular and touching the wall, right? Once it's touching the wall, then bring your one knee and rest it on the elbow, because you've got like a 90-degree angle on the floor. Rest your left or your right, whichever you choose to doing first, on your left knee, on your left elbow, just one, right? And then slowly bring the next knee to the next elbow. If you find you're having difficulty, wait, you get used to one at a time and do the other leg, alternate it, until eventually with time it becomes easy. So not one of my students want to follow that. They all want to do, the both knees on both elbows the first day, right? And from the first session of learning. So they bring it to the, and then you learn to balance that way, right? And if it becomes easier and easier, then slowly you can lift your knees out of your elbow because your back is already straight. Lift your knees out, with balancing, and it should be easy. If you're finding it difficult, you still need to practice more hatha yoga to make your body feel like, feather light, right? So again, none of my students want, they all want to lift the legs the first day, right? So I don't know, I'm teaching for 44 years. I haven't come across any student. There were one or two students didn't want to practice it at all, but whoever attempted, they wanted to go all the way. And I normally help them by holding the legs and so forth. But as usual, they didn't want me to hold their legs. They wanted to do it on their own. And they go up and they come down in a bang, a huge thud, right? Which is wrong. You have to come down very slowly and gently and bring your knees to your elbows. Don't hit hard. You may damage your feet, whatever you're hitting on the floor hard, because you're going to come down very hard, because in the beginning you're not used to it, right? And also you don't have enough prana, enough chi, enough life force energy built up in you, and that makes your body very light. And when it's very light, you can come down easily, right? So with time, as you're practicing it, it will become easier. Be very safe, be very careful. The secret of it is practicing more hatha yoga. You'll become so easy, you'll be able to lift your body up like a feather, right? It goes up so easy and comes down so easy, you know. And then when it becomes super easy, then you can do, clasp your hands and, follow that method, what you observe. People, it's much more comfortable, and especially when it becomes easy. If it's not yet easy, it's very dangerous, right? You can fall either either side. When you fall either side, you can break your neck, right, or damage your neck, seriously. So be careful when you're practicing this. So hope that information helps you.